Hi friends, today we are going to see the past year NEET questions for the chapter Evolution, and today in this video we will continue with part 5 of this chapter. So let's begin with the first question here. Darwin's theory of pangenesis shows similarity with the theory of inheritance of acquired characters. Then what shall be correct according to it? And this question was asked in the year 2001. Okay, so what is this theory actually? Pangenesis was Charles Darwin's hypothetical mechanism for heredity, in which he proposed that each part of the body continuously or continually emitted its own type of small organic particles, which are called as gemmules, that aggregated in the gonads, contributing heritable information to the gametes. So this is something unique that he has explained about this theory called Charles Darwin theory of pangenesis. So you think now I've given you the clue. What will be the answer now? Let's analyze. Useful organs become strong and developed while useless organs become extinct. No. Size of organs increases with aging. No. Development of organs is due to willpower. No. There should be physical basis of inheritance. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option D. According to both the views, something is passed from the parent to the offspring, which causes the development of specific characters, and that characters are called as heritable characters. Okay, so this is Darwin's theory of pangenesis, where you have the body, the embryo, the egg. So there's some contribution, right? So that's what they're talking about. Therefore, the right answer is option D. Next question here. Occurrence of endemic species in South America and Australia is due to dash. So they are asking about endemic species. We know what is pandemic, right? What do you mean by endemic? So endemic, regularly found among particular people or in certain area. Now, for example, if you take the current trend, coronavirus, they call that as pandemic. Why do they call that as pandemic? Say it originated from Wuhan in China, but it doesn't confine itself to that particular area. It actually started to spread, and it actually started to spread out of the country as well. You have everywhere, and the whole world seems to be affected now. So what does it show actually? So what do you mean by pandemic? It's not confined to a particular region, but it is spreading outside and it's moving to various parts. So that is called as pandemic. Now, endemic is confined to that area, regularly found among particular people or in certain area when you talk in terms of disease. So the same thing comes here. So the occurrence of the endemic species in South America and Australia is due to the continental separation. These areas are geographically isolated from other countries by the oceanic barrier, which has prevented the uniform distribution of the fauna. So that is some barrier. That is why you don't find that uniform distribution. Otherwise, I'm sure you'll have a distribution which is said to be uniform. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option B, continental separation. Next question here. Half period of carbon is about dash. This question again asked in the year 2001. It's a direct question here. Before we go into the half period directly, let me give you some interesting facts about carbon. What is this carbon actually? Carbon is a chemical element with a symbol. As we all know, we have a symbol C. Right? The atomic number of it is 6. It's a non-metallic and a tetravalent, making 4 electrons available to form a covalent chemical bond, and it belongs to group 14 of the periodic table. Okay, a very interesting thing about it, it's very essential for life, it seems. Carbon in the form of coal, which is mainly carbon, is used as fuel. Graphite is used to make pencil tips. High temperature crucibles, dry cells, electrodes, lubricant, they consider carbon as a part of life. You also have carbon cycle occurring in the ecosystem, right? So carbon is very, very essential, and mostly, if you ask me, it will not be predominantly present in pure form, that is the pure state carbon form. It's always found accompanied with the other elements that are present in the environment. So the half-life period of this carbon, if you see, it's about 5,000 years. Okay, In 5,000 years, a given amount of radioactive carbon would decay to half of its initial concentration. Therefore, the right answer is option B. Next question here. Frequency of an allele is in an isolated population may change due to dash. This is a repeated question. All of you should know the answer by now because we already discussed in the part 4 or 3, I think, of the same chapter. So you're given 4 options here. It's gene flow, natural selection, genetic drift, and so on. So we all know what mutation is. What is mutation? It is the sudden change, right? It is a sudden change. And natural selection operates through differential reproduction. So the frequency of an allele in an isolated population may be due to the genetic drift, which we already discussed in the earlier parts of the same chapter. Next question here. Forthcoming generations are less adaptive than their parental generation due to dash. Why? Very easy question, but you just have to think logically. No, it's not just natural selection. As I said, natural selection operates through differential reproduction. That is not the answer. While genetic drift is a random change. So what do you think will be the answer here? It's because of the mutation that is happening. What is mutation? The sudden changes that happen in the heritable factors, right? Therefore, the right answer to this question is option B, mutation. Fine. Next question here. Which is not a vestigial part in humans? And this question was asked in the year 2000. So before we go into the answer directly, let's discuss what is this vestigial organs. Any idea? Vestigiality is a retention during the process of evolution of genetically determined structures or attributes that have lost some or all of their ancestral function in the given species. Okay, so what are the vestigial organs in the humans? If you see, we have appendix, wisdom teeth, cocks, ear, tonsils, we have the synosis, we have many things. So one which will not come under the vestigial organ is the fingernails. What is fingernails? Fingernails, they are the dead matter that comes out from the body, which is produced in the form of nails. They are actually dead matter. Okay, option B is the right answer. Next question here. During organ differentiation in Drosophila, an organ is often modified to another organ, such as wings, could be replaced by legs. Genes responsible for such metamorphosis is called as dash, and this question was asked in the year 2000. Very easy question. Just analyze the options and see. What do you think will be the answer here? Plastogene. The answer is homeotic genes. Homeotic genes are a group of genes involved in the embryonic development and control the pattern of, what do they control the pattern of? They control the pattern of body formation, it seems. Okay. While if you take here they're talking about Drosophila. Okay, during the organ differentiation, it is often modified to another organ, such as wings, could be replaced by legs. So the gene responsible for such metamorphosis is called as homeotic gene, which is option A. So alienation in these gene found in flies like Drosophila result in the development of eggs in the place of wings. Therefore, the right answer is option A. Next question here. So you have a picture which shows about homeotic genes, where you have the Drosophila leg being, flies, where the development of legs take place in the place of wings. Darwin's finches provide an excellent evidence in the favor of evolution. This evidence comes from the field of dash. Very easy question. What do you think? What is the answer here? It is obviously not embryology, anatomy. It should either be biogeography or paleontology. The answer is biogeography. Biogeography, if you see, it is a study of geographical distribution of organisms. Paleontology is a study about past life. So we are not talking about past life here. Like the base, when we talk about past life, it is about the fossils. Anatomy is a study of the internal structure, while embryology is a study about the development of the embryo from the zygote till it goes to the maturation. That is, it develops into an offspring. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option A. Next question. homologous organs are dash, and this question was asked in the year 1994 and repeated in 99. So what do you mean by homo? I already said homo means same. Now coming to the homologous organs. Homologous organs may be defined as the organs of different animals which have similar basic structure. They have similar structure but different function. Okay, they have similar structure but different function. For example, let's take the flippers of the whale, okay, the forelimbs of the frog, and the man have the same basic structure but they perform different functions, hence they are called as homologous organs. So now homologous organs are dash is the question here. The answer is pectoral fins of fish and the forelimbs of the horse. Organs that are similar in fundamental structure but different in function are simply termed as homologous organs. Richard Owen introduced the term homologous. Okay, so he was the one first to introduce homologous. Pectoral fins of fish and forelimbs of the horse are similar in structure but they are different in function, while the rest of the organs are compared in the question for analogous. So the right answer to this question is option C. Next question here. Phenomena of industrial melanism demonstrates stats. Again, this is a very easy question, a repeated question also, so you should know what the answer is. It is called as natural selection. Do you remember I spoke about the melanic moth? It will be initially gray color due to the deposition of the pollutants from the industrial waste. They automatically became dark colored. So that's the same instance here. So we have during industrial revolution in England the frequency of the melanic form of species of the peppered moth. Yeah, whatever I explained to you now is to your right side. So the color changed because of the industrial melanism which was released from the industries. Okay, yeah. Next question. Life cannot originate from inorganic materials at present because of dash. So this question was asked in the year 1998. So what do you think is the answer here? They're asking us life cannot originate from an inorganic material at present because synthesis of organic molecules from simple molecules is no longer possible because of the oxidizing atmosphere. So a very high amount of oxygen in the atmosphere. Life cannot originate from inorganic materials at present because of the very high amount of oxygen in the atmosphere. That is the right answer, which is option A. Next question. Diversity in the type of beaks of finches adapted to different feeding habits on Galapagos Islands as observed by Draven provides us an evidence for dash. So we just now discussed about it, the finches, right? Every bird doesn't have the same beak, the same type or the same structure. Each bird feeds on different things. They'll have something in common, but there you have birds which especially when you take a woodpecker, the beak is different because it uses its beak to drill through the wood of the trees. So every bird has different thing. So this we already discussed in the earlier question of this part. We saw it was natural selection. So this provides an evidence for origin of species by natural selection. The right answer is option D. Okay, next question here. Which one of the following includes all homologous organs? Fine. So I told you they are similar in function, they are similar in structure, but they are different in function. So that is for homologous organs. So based on that, you can analyze the statement and say, the wing of the butterfly, the wing of the bird. No. The forelimb of the frog, wing of the bird, and forelimb of the rabbit. The right answer is option B, the forelimb of frog, wing of the bird, and the forelimb of the rabbit. So homologous organs are the organs having similar plan, structure, and origin but performing different functions. While analogous organisms, they perform function will be similar but they'll have structure to be different. So the wings of the birds, wings of the bat, wings of the insects are analogous organs. Okay, next question here. the kind of evolution in which two species of different genealogy come to resemble one another closely is termed as dash. So what do you call this as? This is also a repeated question. It is not progressive or it's not parallel. It should be either convergent or retrogressive. See, progressive evolution is a development of organisms with more elaborate and specialized structure from those having less elaborate features. When you talk about retrogressive or degenerative evolution, it is a development of simpler forms from more complex ones. Such evolution has occurred in case of vestigial organs, parasitic forms, and introduction of over-specialized structures such as wings in flightless birds. When I talk about parallel evolution, it is a formation of similar traits in related groups of organisms independently due to the similar requirement that they have. Now, the right answer is convergent evolution. Okay, the kind of evolution in which two species of different genealogy come to resemble one another closely is termed as convergent evolution, which is option B. Next, so this question was asked in the year 1996. So with this we complete the part. So this evolution, if you see, this is part 5. So hope to meet you in the next part of the same chapter. Thank you.